So I'm going to talk about the box technique. And this is something that I use either for myself or when I'm working with somebody. And it's a way of introducing gentleness when working with something that just feels very big or very traumatic. And it's a lovely, lovely way of working. And what we're doing is we're working with the unconscious mind. So we're trying to work on the images only. So we don't need to get any intensity rating. We don't need to get any emotion. It's fine if you want to do that. But to make it really gentle, I love just to work with the images. And when we're doing that, we're linking into the unconscious mind because the unconscious mind loves metaphors and stories and images. So it's a way of kind of like clearing stuff at an unconscious level. And I think once you can start to get the intensity or the emotions, you're back up into your logical brain. Whereas I just think just keep it simple and just stay with the unconscious and stay with the images. So all you need to do is to just decide is what you would like to tap on. What's the issue? It could be an event or it could be a particular situation. And just to put it into a box. So just close your eyes now and just to put it into a box. And just to notice what does the box look like. Notice the color. Does it have a lid on it? Maybe it has a lock on it, or maybe it has some writing or some design, just to really notice everything about the box and where it is situated. And when you've done that, open your eyes, and we're just going to start to tap. And I'm going to use a box that I've created about an issue in my mind, and you can use my words or you can use your own words. Either way, it's going to be clearing something. So tapping on the side of the hand. Even though I have this box. It's a brown cardboard box. It's like when you would put files in. And it has a lid on it. It's a bit battered. It looks like the box has been around for a while. So the corners are a little bit squashed. There's a lid on it. But I know it's full of stuff. And it has two gaps either side for handles. So you can lift up the box. But I think the box is too heavy for all the stuff that's in it. And I think if I lifted it, the bottom would fall out of it. And I deeply and completely accept this. And if you need to do that 3 times, you can pause the video here and just repeat that. So we're going to tap around the body again. This brown cardboard box. It's like when you would put files in. It has a lid on it. And it has blue lines. There are gaps on both sides so that you can lift up the box. And although I can't see inside the box, I know the box is very heavy. And if I lift the box up, I think the bottom will fall out of it. And I get the impression that it's full of rubbish, not ordered in any way. It's all just shoved into the box. This brown cardboard box with a lid on it and blue lines. And it's crammed full of stuff. Lots of rubbish in there. It's not ordered in any way. So there's no filing in the box. It's all just dumped in there. And I think it's too heavy for the box. And that if I lifted it, the bottom would fall out. This brown cardboard box. So just to pause now and take a big deep breath in and out. And if you just like to close your eyes and just to have a look at the box And just to notice if there's any changes, maybe it's in a different position, or maybe it's a little bit smaller, or maybe it's, something has moved. So just spend a moment just observing it. Is the color the same? Does it feel like it's still full of stuff? Is there any particular pattern on it, or has that changed? And you can use that in this tapping round, and I'm going to use what the image that has come to me, even though I still have this box. And the lid is slightly off it now. So I can see inside the box. And there's all sorts of stuff in there. There are papers in plastic folders. There are papers kind of squashed in. And it's really untidy. So the lid is slightly off. And it still looks too heavy. And I deeply and completely accept myself. And again, you can pause and do 3 rounds, obviously. And I'm just going to go straight into tapping around the box. This brown cardboard box, it still looks a bit battered. And the lid is a little bit off it now, so I can see inside the box. And it's full of stuff. It's too heavy for the box. And I think if I lifted it, the bottom would fall out of it. There's just so much stuff in there. And I can see these plastic folders. And one of them is purple. And there's some papers in that. But there's also lots of papers that are just squashed in there. They're not organized in any way. And it's full of a lot of old stuff. All of these old papers. They're very heavy. This box, it's a bit battered. This brown cardboard box. And take a big deep breath in and out. And I'm just going to close my eyes, and yeah, I'm seeing now actually that the lid is off, but it's still full of stuff. So I'm going to do one more round, even though the lid is off the box now. And it's got more papers in it rather than plastic folders. And it's still untidy, but it doesn't look quite as bad as it was before. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though the lid is off the box now. And I can see inside it. And it's more papers. And they look a little bit more ordered. The box still looks untidy. There's no order to it. And it's still too heavy that the bottom would fall out of it if I lifted it. And I deeply and completely accept myself. I still have this battered box. The lid is off now. I can see inside it. It's more papers now. And they're not as squashed. So there seems to be a little bit more order to it. And the box is still looking a bit battered. The corners are a bit squashed. And I can see the papers. They're not as squashed as they were before. Maybe a little bit more order to them. This brown cardboard box. And I can see white papers with lines on them. Don't see any writing on the papers. They're slightly more organized, but there's still no great order to them. Okay, now take a big deep breath in and out. And if you'd like to close your eyes, and I'm going to close my eyes and just have a look at the box now, and And for me, I'm seeing that the box is a little bit emptier. So I could continue on tapping with that image. And I say, I don't have to get any information about what it's about, but I can see actually the box is less full. So my tapping will be, even though I see that the box is less full now, the levels are going down. The box still looks old, but it just is feeling maybe a little bit more manageable. And I would tap on that around the body and side of the hand. So give it a try and just keep on doing it until maybe it reaches a natural end. So maybe the box will disappear completely, or maybe the box will be completely empty, or maybe something nice will fly out of it, or it turns into a pink fluffy cloud or something. So that is the box technique. I use this technique all the time, and it is so helpful both for me when I have no lot of stuff going on and also when I'm working with clients. So let me know how you get on.